And here we are, man. Here we are. Hello, guys. My name is Mr. Titan, and today I have a special guest, Titans and Truth. Titans and Truth is in the house.
What's going on, everybody? This is your man Chris, aka Blue Enforcer. Y'all know me. Titans of Truth TNT is here with Mr. Titan, and I am blessed, and I am very, very happy to be here and everything with that. So, man, I'm excited to talk some Titan ball with you.
You know it. You know it. I've watched many shows, and you, sir, class act. You know what you're talking about, and I love all the stuff that you put out, man. So keep doing
Hey,
what you're doing, man.
and I'm liking your channel as well. I absolutely love the background. The background just looks incredible. I'm like, one day I hope to have a man cave that looks like that.
Well, this is my garage. This is my place of zen. So I hang out here. No one bothers
You have
me.
to have that.
You
You
got
have
to.
to have one of those. So, ladies and
Exactly.
gentlemen, I'm telling you, fellas, if you do not have a man cave of your own, you must have one because that is your place of peace. That is your place of tranquility to be away from everyone and everything.
Exactly. And guess what? I come here, we talk football, we talk Titans, and that brings me peace because guess what? What we have today for today's show, I got a couple questions I'm going to throw at you. And
All
we'll
right,
see. We'll go from there, okay? And I hope you guys are enjoying it. Titan Nation, let's stand up, tighten up, and let's do this, all right? You ready?
let's do it.
There we go. And just wanted to let you know, you are the very first guest on my show ever.
Wow, I feel honored. I mean,
There you go.
it's something special to be the first. You know, it's very special to be the first. So I appreciate the honor and the privilege, and I'm pumped about this show. I've watched some of your shows already, and very impressed. And I like what I see, and I definitely give you more success in the future.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And talking about the first, let's just jump right into it and ask the first question is, what was your very first Titan game you ever attended to? What year? Tell me all that good stuff.
Wow, that is an excellent question. I don't think I can remember the exact year, but I do remember the first game I've ever went to at, well, now Nissan Stadium. At the time, it was LP Field, and
Yep.
that was against the Cincinnati Bengals. I want to say it was, ooh, what year was that? I want to say it might have been around 2007, I want to say. It might be 2008. That was my first actual game that I went to. I can't remember the exact year, so forgive me, y'all.
No, that's
But
all
I
right. No,
remember
don't worry.
Cincinnati Bengals. Andy Dalton came in, and all I kept saying to everybody is, look, on every pass, I'm like, look, he's going to AJ
AJ
Green
Brown.
every time. Double him, triple him. He ain't going to nobody else.
Yep, just AJ
Up
Green.
we were up 17-7, looked like we are going to win. They come back and beat.
Oh.
So I wasn't really happy with that. And I felt that I was a curse because it seemed for a while, every time I went to a Titans game, they lost. Like, I honestly had a losing streak. 10 games I went to, and then that was right really when I started moving there, went to 10 straight games they lost that I went to. But within the last couple of years, that streak has been broken, thank God.
Okay. Made me nervous. You made me nervous,
yeah,
man.
it made me nervous too. I'm like, do I need to stay away? Maybe I'm a problem. I want them to win.
Oh, man.
That would be my first experience.
Nice. Mine was I believe it was 2012, and it was the very first game we played. It was week 7, I remember, because I usually go to I try to go to Nashville every year, so I'll go in October, and it was against the Colts, and guess who came out to play? Andrew Luck, first year. Yeah, that's still
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
obviously if you know the record he has against us, it didn't go so well for us either. So
No, it did not. And
yeah.
and speaking of a Colts game, I still remember another one that I went, and that was our one real close opportunity to beat them, and we had the game won. And there were two little mistakes in that game. If Jayon, I know he picked off and I almost had a pick six, and it was either a pick six or a fumble. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking to myself, all Jayon had to do was keep running straight because I knew he had Luck to deal with, and Luck was coming in at an angle to get him. I'm thinking, just run straight, run straight. Don't try to cut in or anything like that. You run straight, you're going in, you score, we win. He tries to cut in, and Luck makes the tackle, and then that awful 2-point conversion
I
try.
remember. Yeah.
That was pathetic. I'm like, Wizen can't was who that was. So,
Remember that? Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. We
oh
had some
Lord,
rough
that
ones,
was.
man.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah.
definitely that.
So let's just leave it at that. I don't even I mean this is about
Absolutely.
Titans. Let's
Let's
not even
just
talk
leave
about
that alone.
that's in the past, even though
Let's get
I
happy.
yeah, exactly. Let's go. Let's talk about the NFL draft, right? I know
Right.
I watched your show. You talked about it. You said you gave him a B. I gave him a B as well. I think we did pretty good. Now we have something that we needed to address because they didn't address it in the draft, which is an edge rusher. Now I know
Mm-hmm.
everyone's been talking about it. Twitter's been going crazy every day. It's like it. No one stops talking about it, and it's Clowney.
Absolutely.
Now, if we don't get Clowney, do you think our defense will be okay still? And if not, who you think that's out there as a free agent that would be a really good edge rusher that could help us out if we don't get Clowney?
That is a very good question. Another excellent question. I would say I think we would be okay without him, but I would rather go to battle with him than not
And with
with
that,
him.
yeah.
And I mean, I think he would just add another element, not only to the pass rush, but against the run game. Because even though Harold Landry has gotten better and better every single year, you know, I don't know if he's that strong against the run game. I mean, I think he's okay. Vic Beasley, we know, is a pass rusher,
Yeah.
strictly that, and could end up being a situational guy with Clowney in the picture. But I mean, we have to have some more speed on the edge, and I think Clowney will be a huge help. And honestly, with the Jonathan Joseph signing yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just think the stars are aligning. A
They're
lot of
good
people,
friends. They're really good friends, right?
absolutely,
There we
and I
go.
mean, and I think it was the fact that like you saw my show yesterday that I put out. That's on YouTube as well. Everybody, go check that out. I think a lot of people were up in arms, like, "Oh my God, we're not going to get Clowney. How's come he's not signed by now? Now he's signed."
Yep. Just
And all I kept
relax,
saying
right?
to everybody, "Look, yeah, Aaron Rodgers, RELAX. We're
Relax.
gonna get him. And if we don't, yeah, it'll hurt because it'd be like we traded Casey for nothing.
That's true.
But if we don't get Clowney, I mean, even though the Giants put some type of unrestricted free agent tag or tender on Marcus Golden, I mean,
Okay.
that's a possibility. Just saw on, I think it was Trade Rumors, Jabal Sheard is still out there.
Okay.
Guys like Everson Griffin.
That's what I was gonna go with that one. I would go with Griffin. He's a little bit.
Mhm.
He's 32. He's not as as young as Clowney, but he commands that presence. He'll still give us something. So
And I agree with that. And I mean, I think Everson Griffin will be a good backup plan. Um, Golden could still be a good plan, or anything like that. Sheared familiar with the Colts and things like that. So I think there's a couple of viable options. Clay Matthews could even be possibly an option
yeah.
as well. So I mean, there's a couple of options out there, but I just think really it's Clowney or bust, to be perfectly honest.
That's true. I think that's everyone's mentality as of right now. It's hey, we're all in on Clowney, but then again, it's happened before where our hearts have been. Well, my heart, I think your heart, all Titans' hearts have been broken. Was the Peyton Manning where we thought we had Peyton? I was so hyped for Peyton Manning. We were gonna get Peyton Manning, and then boom, we didn't get him. Hightower was another one. We thought we were going to get him. He was in Nashville. Nope. He ended up going. And then it's just going down that familiar road. Look at Tom Brady. They talked about it all over ESPN. And guess what? He ended up in Tampa Bay, which I'm not too worried about him, though.
And honestly, yeah, I don't really want to worry about him either. But I mean, in all honesty, I wasn't, when it came to Golden Boy, sorry, I'm just, whenever he comes up, I want to hurl. But when it came to that, I wasn't really gonna believe it until I saw it, because I was telling my wife during that, she said, Chris, how you gonna feel if they decide to draft Brady? You don't like him. I'm like, it would be both exciting and agonizingly painful at the same time.
Yeah, it's like crazy.
It's like I want to root for my team, but I want to root against him. So, that's something that wouldn't sit too well with me. But when Tannehill got re-signed, I'm like,
that's the right move. That's the right move.
I'm like,
that is the right move.
But the Peyton Manning thing, now I remember that definitely, because I was following that a lot. And that cost us on two fronts. One, we don't get Peyton Manning. Going chasing after him, we lose out on Mario Williams at the time.
Remember that? Yeah.
Where Mario Williams looked like he was set to come here. Like, he didn't want to go to Buffalo. But Buffalo knew exactly what to do. They got him up there. They held him hostage. I don't know if they tied him down.
They said, you're not going anywhere until you sign this.
No, you ain't. Yeah, they basically kept him in a dungeon. Was like, the only way you getting out of here is you sign with us first. So once we're going after Peyton Manning, full dove head first, basically Mario Williams was gone. So that cost us on two fronts. I didn't like that.
Yeah, that was rough. I know that Bud Adams threw everything in the kitchen sink to get Manning. I mean, he threw everything. He's like, man, you could have my job after I'm done. Like, I was like,
exactly. And then, Shoney's, Shoney's restaurant at the time when they were open was like, we'll give out like free pancakes to him or something like that if he signs you or something like that. Like, everybody was in.
He had a secure job after that. After he's like, hey, you can have this job here. Like, it was crazy. It was really crazy. But that's in the past. Let's talk about the present. Forget that. Forget Peyton Manning, what he did, and let's go on to the next one, man. Okay, we talked about defense. Let's talk about a little bit about the offense. Okay, we got a backup QB situation in my opinion. Okay, we got Cole McDonald, which we just picked up. And then we have Logan Woodside. All right. Who wins that battle for a backup QB if you had to think about it?
First off, let's talk about both quarterbacks a little bit before we decide which one to go with.
Let's do it.
Logan Woodside does have a little bit of experience. I mean, we all know he played in the AAF with the San Antonio Commanders, even though that didn't last very long. I mean, Logan Woodside has shown he could be a capable backup. The game against the Patriots, I was there, did in the preseason, did some good things, and everything with that. But I would be a little bit skeptical of if we just got to go with him for a long period of time. I mean, if it was for like a half or so, we blowing somebody out, that's fine. Or if Tannehill is down for like a game, or if it's like the last game of the year, okay, that's fine. But if it's for a long stretch of time, I would be cringing at that. And on the other hand, Cole McDonald, now I watched a little bit of highlights, a little bit of his film when he got drafted. One thing about this kid, I will say, this dude has a cannon.
He does. He can throw it.
He will go deep and will not. There's not a deep shot he doesn't like.
Yeah.
There's the one he doesn't like. But therein lies the problem.
Exactly.
He has that Brett Favre gunslinger mentality, which does a lot of good, but it could do some harm as well because they can throw interceptions. Yeah. I think he does struggle sometimes with little short intermediate passes and things like that. And he has got, the windup is like he just goes all the way
That
back.
windup is, yeah, he
That windup
cocks
is
that thing
crazy.
back. Oh,
He's just letting it back and letting it go. He's gonna have to tighten up that windup to where it's about, if he's gonna throw it, he's gotta throw about here and then let it go. If he can tighten that up, and with his, he has some excellent speed.
oh
He
man,
could
he's
definitely be
quick.
a
He's
dual threat.
quick.
Very, very quick. So if he can tighten up his throwing motion,
Mm-hmm.
and just take careful shots downfield, I
Okay.
think he has a great opportunity to possibly be the backup quarterback. So
So
honestly,
you picking the rookie?
if I
I
have to choose between the two, I want us to take a few more shots deep. I think he adds a exciting element to the offense. So that way you don't really have to change a lot. With Logan, I think he got to kind of change it a little. So I would
that's
go with the
almost, yeah.
kid.
I agree with you. You would have to change a little. Almost like, remember a couple years back, Marcus Mariota, and we had Blaine Gabbert, and he had
Mm,
that Colts game. It was win or go home. Remember that? And I was like, oh, and
yeah,
Mariota wasn't
I
starting.
remember.
The
I
offense
remember
changed
that.
completely, man, and that's
It
never
did.
good. And it changed completely all the way. And that's why I was saying in one of my videos is that you want your quarterback and your backup QB want to play similar, so the offense doesn't change completely. And this kid has some Ryan Hill, Tannehill abilities. He's quick, so
Mm-hmm.
they can always, play that. I mean, he does have a cannon for an arm. So, I mean, they could always run the ball with Derrick Henry, but that only lasts for how long? Because you can't give the ball to
I agree.
Henry every 2 times. But
Maybe they set up a package for him. Maybe they'll have like a little small package or something for him where maybe he comes in, maybe throws the team off a little bit or something
or
like
like
that.
Marcus Mariota, what he did, he would come
Yeah,
in and
I
it would be.
agree. That could definitely. I
I'd
could
see
see
that.
something like that in the
hmm
works.
Especially
Absolutely.
Arthur Smith with a little bit of trickery. He has
Yeah,
he has that in
I
his
could see that.
books. I like
Maybe a
that.
double reverse pass or something.
There we go. Now, what
So
do you think about? Is there any free agent quarterbacks that you kind of have an eye on, just in case this doesn't work, and maybe the McDonald's not ready, and maybe we're not sold on Woodside, or there's a better backup QB out there? What do you think about that? Is
now
anyone that jumps out?
we know the obvious two quarterbacks that are out there
Cam
is
Newton, Andy
we know
Dalton.
it's Cam, Andy Dalton, Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Those guys are out there. I'll be perfectly honest. There's really not a backup quarterback out there that really tickles my fancy, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, there's just not one that I just look at as like, you know
Well, we
what,
need him.
that
Yeah, we
guy,
need. Yeah.
we should sign him.
Mm-hmm.
There's really not that guy out there for me. So, I mean, I think we stick where we are. I mean, if Dalton, maybe if Dalton is cool with being a backup quarterback, not making as much,
Mm-hmm.
cut Logan Woodside, bring him in, Cole McDonald's a practice squad.
There you go.
But if not, I mean, Vrabel seems to be extremely confident in Logan
And Logan
Woodside.
Woodside. Yeah.
I don't really see us doing anything. And honestly, there's really nobody out there that just screams, sign me. I
Yeah.
just don't see it.
I agree. And yeah, everyone's. I think it's like I see on Twitter all the time. Like every time a player is like released from a team, like everyone's like talking about like, yo, sign him, sign him. Like, oh my god, they're not going to sign everyone. It's
I
it's
agree.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, that much is true. I mean, anytime you see a player really be like, man, I wish the Titans go sign him.
Yeah, I
Maybe
was
they
like,
sign him. J-Rob, do something. And, and it's funny, speaking and going off of that is like whenever there's, some signings that need to happen or something like that, everybody was talking about this last night, was that everybody said, well, how come J-Rob won't show us something, get us excited to do something? I'm thinking, yo, it's like playing poker.
exactly.
If
You
you
want to
got a
show your
good hand,
cards? Yeah,
you're
you ain't
not
gonna.
going you're not gonna show your hand. you're not going to show exactly what you have so that everybody else can plan for that or to be able to counter what you're going to do. I mean, come on,
Exactly.
it's like a poker game. It's like a game of chess. You got to
Mm-hmm.
outsmart everybody else. You
Yep.
got to do that, because if you don't, you're going to end up outsmarting yourself. So I'm like, no, I'm not just going to say, oh yeah, y'all
Yep. We're
want to
gonna
take a
get him.
look
We're
at my
trying to get
hand
him.
right quick? This is exactly what I'm going to do. This is exactly what I got. What are y'all going to do about it?
Well, look
No.
at this. Look at Jarrell Casey. That move. No one saw that coming. I didn't see
No.
that coming. I mean, again, that's another J Rob does it very where it's under the table. No one knows about it. He keeps a tight
Mm-hmm.
knit, right? And doesn't talk, doesn't say anything. Same thing with the signing yesterday.
Yep.
That
Nobody
came out of
saw it.
nowhere. I was like, what the hell? And that's what J Rob
Exactly.
likes it. That's how he likes it. So
I said, when I
I have no
first saw
problem with
it, I
that.
said, Jonathan, Jonathan Joseph? Like the you was playing for the Texans, Jonathan
Yeah.
Joseph? Like, they signed him. So
Yeah.
that was, yeah.
We just got
When
to see how
J-Rob
much
does,
he's getting paid. That's what I
yeah,
want to know. I know
that's
it's
the
1 year,
question.
but
From what I'm hearing, they don't have the numbers yet, but from what
mhm.
I've been listening to, it's probably not that expensive.
I don't
It's
think so. If they're gonna go for him like that,
probably,
then it should be.
absolutely.
Yeah. All right. All right. So let's continue on, man. This is getting good. Now this is the one I think you and me might agree on. I don't know. In my breakdown of the draft, I had the AFC South, and I talked about all the teams because, again, like I said, any moves that the Jaguars make, the Texans make, Colts make, guess what? That affects us. That's news to me. That's
Mm-hmm.
news to Titan fans, and we need to be, you know, we need to be on these people, man. You need to be watching the news. Guess what? I watch the Colts and I watch the Jaguars and Texans as much as I watch Titan news. I'm,
Mm-hmm.
going on the internet looking to see what they're doing, because guess what? We're
That's who you
coming
got to
for them. We
face.
we play them. We play them.
Yep.
We gotta know. So, who in the AFC South will give us a run for the title?
You know what? I've been thinking a lot about this, and honestly, I gotta say, the Jags. No, I'm kidding.
Really? Oh, I'm
I'm
like, oh, I'm
kidding.
like, oh.
I am I'm lying.
I was
I'm
like, oh
lying.
shit, that's not where
I
we're
am
going.
not.
That's what I would.
I am not worried about the Jacksonville Jaguars, although they did get two impressive first round picks with C.J. Henderson and Kayvon Chason, which I hated the Chason pick. I was like, oh God, him on one side, Josh Allen on the other side.
Mother.
That is not boding well for us at all.
Yep.
But I will say the one team that does scare us the most, and I think it's perfectly obvious to everybody watching,
Colts.
it is them darn dastardly Indianapolis Colts. It just
Yep.
seemed like they just will not go away or leave us alone. It just seemed like they have to outdo us. And I think our run last year to the AFC Championship, I think is scaring every team, not just in our division, but teams like Baltimore, Kansas City.
Yeah.
They they fear us. We are to be feared. The Colts, think about how the Colts did this. They didn't have a pick in the first round. They go in the second round and come out dropping bombs. Michael Pittman Jr. from USC,
Yep.
a very talented wide receiver. Now, more of a possession guy, not really a speedster, but he got some great hands.
There you
Um,
go.
then comes right back with Jonathan Taylor at
Oof.
running back.
I saw that. I was
And
like, oh God.
I didn't like that either. I did not like that
Yeah.
either. And so I mean the Colts did that. I forgot some of the other draft picks, but they had a very, very impressive draft. Didn't like it at all. With that. So the Colts, with Phillip Rivers got some weapons, and Phillip Rivers is gonna have that offensive line in front of him.
That's what I said. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's Phillip Rivers. He's 36." I'm like, still, it's Phillip Rivers, and then you have because, well, I mean, I call it how it is. The Colts' offensive line is disgusting. They are nasty. They are really, really good. He has
Yeah.
time. Phillip Rivers with time in the pocket. That's
We'll
scary.
pick anybody
T.Y.
apart.
Hilton. I
Yeah.
mean,
And now you got Pittman
exactly.
as well. And I want to say they got a speed guy. I cannot remember his name. I know they got Paris Campbell last year. I'm trying to think they had somebody else I can't remember. And then I know they I want to say they definitely got somebody good on the defensive side of the ball.
They got the
As
guy
well.
from the 49ers. What's his name?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I cannot remember his name.
This is gonna drive me nuts.
Exactly. I you know
Hold on.
I just had draft classes up and I took it away for a
DeForest
second.
Buckner. DeForest
DeForest
Buckner.
Buckner.
There. Yep.
Yep, you got that. I mean, there it is. You got Buckner on that side. You got Justin Houston
And they got
and
Xavier
Darius Leonard,
Rhodes. Remember? They
Xavier
got.
Rhodes now.
I'm telling
He's
you,
still
Colts
Colts are
are
going to be
so.
a problem.
Yeah.
The Colts are going to be a problem. And as dumb as Bill O'Brien has looked, we still got to be weary of the Texans because there's still old number 4 at quarterback over there.
That's why I said, as long as you have Deshaun Watson, they can still put up a game. So
and then you got J.J. Watt, and then they end up adding another defensive lineman that I was hoping to get in Ross Blacklock from TCU, who is a big-time defensive tackle. I didn't like that they got him, but he's definitely good. So, with Zach Cunningham. So, this division, we are not going to be able to run away with it. We're going to have to fight for it.
Yeah, a lot of people are thinking that we have this in the bag and this and that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am confident with the Titans, but you don't want to be kind of delusional either. You kind of realistic with some things, And
absolutely.
That's
got to be weird. And until we prove it by winning a division, doesn't matter. And that is the easy. And Vrabel has been saying it a lot. Easiest way to the playoffs, easiest way to a Super Bowl. Win a division.
Win the division. That's it.
And we got to do that.
And look how far we got without winning the division from last year. So we can do it, because that's the toughest is playing away, and all those games were away. And I mean, we put up the game plan and all that stuff. It's great. It's really good. Really good.
And honestly, we were about 32 minutes away from the Super Bowl. If it wasn't for that one run, if that run gets stopped, and obviously Rashawn was hurt, if he makes that tackle right there or gets him out of bounds, I think that's a major difference. We go up by 10 going into the locker room, and it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah,
so,
that run was the backbreaker, and it just
absolutely.
It was just
and rough. So that just it told us a lot. So we were.
We needed speed. We need speed, and we got him. Fulton. I love that pick. That's my favorite. That was my favorite pick of the draft, in my opinion.
I agree.
Fulton. I think he's gonna be a stud. He's ready working out. He saw videos on him, and I think it was on Twitter and stuff or Instagram. He's ready working out. So he's playing with the chip on his shoulder because he got drafted, round 2. But
I like it.
I like it too, man. I like it a lot. So
and I'm gonna add this underrated pick of the draft, and I've been looking at this guy, Laurel Murchison in the 5th round. We know J-Rob has found some gems late. Jayon Brown is a perfect example.
I love Jaylen Brown.
I mean, 5th round pick could become one of the best linebackers in the league, even though they don't really talk about him, but he should have been to the Pro Bowl twice. But, I mean, Laurel Murchison, this dude, I have to admit, some people have compared him to Jarrell Casey. I do see a little Jarrell in him.
I saw it that he does a spin move. I forgot. It was only one highlight, and that spin, I thought I was watching Jarrell Casey again. I was like, that's a younger version. If he can blossom into Jarrell Casey, then we're set. He's young.
The guy has a motor.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That guy has a motor. And I'll say this. He attacks with violence, and I absolutely love it. I mean, that is how you're supposed to play defense. You're playing fair, but you come out with violence. You come out, you want to knock some heads. That's what you're supposed to do. And that guy does it on every single play. He does not quit. He keeps going. And I'm just saying, that dude, could become a starter by the end of the year, I think.
He can slowly. Yeah. You're correct.
So,
And then another thing is that he can line up anywhere on the
yep,
line. And that's what
versatile.
again, that's another J Rob move that he likes to do. He likes to pick players that can do multiple things. That's I
Hmm.
mean, make that 53-man roster like that.
I,
The
I
more
agree.
the more positions you play, get on
And
that roster.
And what I noticed with Murchison is that a lot of his damage, even though he's at only 297, a lot of his damage was up the middle. He played a lot of nose. He
Mm.
did play some 3-4. He did play defensive end on a 3-man front, which is good. But of a lot of his damage has
Was on the
come from
nose
the
tackle,
nose.
right? Yeah.
So even against double teams, he could be successful. So if you got a motor like that, two guys are not going to be able to hold up this guy. If he maybe gains about another 10 pounds or something like that,
He'll be
this guy
solid.
could become
Yeah.
a monster.
Yep. So that you might be right, and we definitely have to keep an eye on him. That's one that we'll definitely keep an eye on. And
I agree. Big merch.
yeah, it was a really good draft. I think J Rob did well. Like I know I saw you in your video. You said you wish that he was a little bit more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been, but I don't know. I don't know if he wanted to do that. Maybe there was some people that like kind of dropped out. I think that's what the reason why Bill O'Brien. Did
Yeah.
you see that video of him freaking out? He like flipped out and he was going like this,
Yeah,
and it
I
was
did
because
hear
someone
about
I
that.
guess got out of a trade. He was going to trade with someone, and I guess last
Mm-hmm.
minute they changed their mind. But he was pretty pissed. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I
Bill
can understand
O'Brien,
it.
my
Oh,
man,
that's
Bill
right.
O'Brien.
Yes, because I believe the um I want to say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think
Mhm.
there was a deal almost in place between them and Detroit, and Detroit backed
Backed
out
out.
at the end, and that upset him because they were already trying to send the trade in and things like that
Hmm.
to the league. But Detroit was like, you know what? We're not going
We're
to do it. We're
good.
backing out. We're good where we are. Yeah, that would be one that would tick off anybody.
Oh man, yeah, that would. I said on a couple of my videos, I'm like, I'm gonna definitely get a Bill O'Brien poster and put it like in the back or something, because man, he's that DeAndre Hopkins trade was out of left field. He pulled off a J Rob move, man. Under the
I applaud him.
exactly, clap
I
up for him
applaud him.
because
Bill O'Brien, thank you for getting DeAndre Hopkins out of this division.
yeah, that was like two happy moments of my life was when Andrew Luck said that he was retiring. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
the football gods have talking. And then Hopkins. I was like, I was on the bus going home and I'm like, nah, ESPN messed up. That was a misprint. I looked on Google. I'm like, he actually traded for
He actually
he
traded him.
traded. He actually like
I'm
wow.
like, you go trade the best wide receiver in
In the
the league?
game. In the game right now. I'm like,
Seriously? Like for an aging running back making $13 million who can't stay healthy? I'm like, Bill O'Brien, keep making those. Like, what you gonna do next? You gonna trade J.J. Watt
I was waiting
for
for it. I
pennies
was
on a
waiting for
nickel?
it. I was on Texans watch. Like how we were on Clowney watch, I was on Texans watch. I'm like, something's gonna happen. He's gonna do something else. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. It
I'm like,
was.
look, just go ahead and give J.J. Watt to us. I mean,
That's what I
he's a
thought. I'm
young
like,
free agent. We'll
he's
take
going
him.
to Titans.
We'll take him. We'll be glad to have him.
Yeah, it was. Oh, that guy, Bill O'Brien. He's something else.
He might
That
just give us the division too, so that might help us out. So keep making them
exactly.
stupid moves, Bill.
Yeah, but good talk, man. Good talk. It's always good to talk to a passionate Tennessee Titan fan like yourself. I know I've been talking to a lot of people on Twitter and all the people that follow me, and it's real good, especially the community, like Titan fans itself. There's none out here in Dallas. There's a couple of Houston Oilers fans when I went to that
Mm-hmm.
Monday night game, but other than that, it's not that many. So it's a pleasure to have you on and to talk and give your time because I know, I
Oh,
mean, it's busy. People are busy. People work, and I know you work. I'm
right.
working still.
Yeah.
I work for the government as well. So, yep,
Yeah.
it's
So but but I appreciate all of that. And there was and before we do anything else, I know there was one other thing we were talking about before. Uh, Definitely hate that. Now, the one thing about the draft I didn't like, I hate that we didn't take a stab at a wide receiver at some point in this draft. That was probably my only bad thing about it. Now, Denzel Mims was there in the first round. We
Yeah.
should have took him when we had the opportunity because I was screaming for Jeff Gladney. I was hoping we would have did that, but I'm like, okay, if we don't get Gladney, get Denzel Mims, and we picked Isaiah Wilson, which just I
Now,
wanted to.
are you okay with our wide receivers as of right now? Are you? What do you
I
think?
mean, I'm gonna say this. I think we're good with our wide receivers. We could
Hmm.
be better. Corey Davis is gonna have to do something because right now he hasn't clipped 1,000 yards yet. AJ Brown's come along and has just passed him by
Yep.
without blinking. You know, Adam Humphries is gonna get more comfortable now. Now, Tannehill did mention, he said, you know what, I'm going to be working with Corey Davis. We're going to get
Corey
on the
Davis a
same
lot.
page.
Yep.
We know he could do a lot of things and we can get him there. So
Hmm.
we're going to get on the same page. So I think that's going to work because there were a lot of times where Corey was wide open, but Tannehill just didn't look his way. And
Exactly.
so, but it's my constant motto that has been my entire offseason that I hate we don't have. Speed, 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 more speed. We don't have
Yep.
enough of that. Cleve
Exactly.
Raymond, yes, is our one speed demon. Now, we had a shot at one in the third round, and I just think the Baltimore Ravens wanted to stick it to us. I honestly think it was premeditated and pre-calculated. They wanted to stick it to us and decided to draft that Texas wide receiver Devin Duvernay right in front of us. I honestly think J. Rob was going to pick him,
You think
but
so?
the
You think?
Ravens picked him in front of us.
I felt like we were always behind. We were every time we looked at the draft picks, it was always the Ravens was one pick away from us. I was like, why is it? It's like second time or third time in the whole draft where it was like the Ravens were on the clock and we're right behind them. I'm like, is this planned? Like, was this because we whipped their ass? It was that. I'm like,
I
jeez.
Yes, I you know what? That was exactly what I was thinking. With them, like the Colts are like, okay, the Titans are a real threat. We got to get some guys that can take them down, keep them down where they
Yeah,
belong. But you could tell with how the Ravens drafted, and they had a heck of a draft too,
they did.
getting J.K. Dobbins and Justin Mabuke and Devin Duvernay.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
God,
have a hell of
they
a
got a
draft.
heck of a haul. And
Mm-hmm.
what they were trying, I could already tell they got Calais Campbell too, and things like that. I could already pick up on it and tell. I think they got. I think they want to get revenge on us.
Oh,
Like
definitely. And
they
we
they
play them
want to
this
come
year.
after us.
Yeah, yeah.
They got,
They boosted that defense, man. They
and
boosted
I
that
believe
defense.
I believe we have a date with the Ravens this season
We
at
do.
some
We
point.
do
So
in Baltimore.
I honestly think Baltimore has our game circled wherever it's going to be on the calendar. They are on the calendar like this date.
Yep,
Just
we're waiting for it.
we're waiting for this team to show up. We owe them a butt kicking. They embarrassed us. I can
Yep,
tell that loss is in their mind.
definitely.
They were scared of us and they were like, nah, we gotta beat this Titan team down. We owe them a butt kicking. So I
That then you know what we had to tip our hats off. I'm gonna miss him a lot. Is Dean Pease? He planned
yeah.
that game perfect. I mean, exactly. I mean
I,
he was on point that game, man. Oof. And I'm gonna miss him. Hopefully, Mike Rabel can do his thing, but I'm gonna miss Dean
that,
Pease.
that is exactly what I'm afraid of. DPs meant a lot to this organization as far as from a defensive standpoint, and Kerry Coombs as well. Gonna miss them both.
Yep.
Kerry Coombs, of course, now defensive coordinator at. I hate when everybody says the Ohio State. I'm like at Ohio State. Both of those coaches, especially DPs, meant a lot to this team and really got our defense to being close to elite. That's going to be a difficult spot to replace. I know Vrabel is probably going to try to run deep, run the defense and all, which does have me a little scared about that
It's
because,
a little
you know,
questionable.
Houston, when he ran into Houston was the worst statistical unit, even though there were a lot of injuries. And
Mm-hmm.
then the one time he had to run the defense in Indianapolis, we get completely smoked by Andrew Luck. So I hope he's not biting off more than he can chew
Yeah, that's the
by
only thing
doing
I was worried
that
about. Yeah,
happening. So, but
I
I mean,
think.
his retirement well deserved.
Yep, definitely. And I do believe that our offense will click. I mean, we brought on back, most of the pieces, so the offense is not going to change. I mean, we have Adam Humphries, who was getting comfortable towards the end of the
I agree.
year. I mean, he was injured too, so now you're going to have a full Adam, ready to go Adam Humphries. That
Mm-hmm.
connection with AJ Brown. I know that Tannehill was also, I think, talking about throwing it to Jonnu Smith, or they were together at one point this
Yeah,
week,
that's right.
right?
Because of course he was in his home in Fort Lauderdale, and John Smith doesn't live far away in Florida, so
They
they've
were
been throwing the
both.
ball.
There we go.
They've been
That's
working
perfect.
together. So I like that. I definitely like that.
Definitely. So you
So
have
that
that. You're
chemistry.
gonna. Oof. And just again, my biggest concern going into the season was the defense and just our pass rush, because we weren't good last year at pass rush, and then speed on defense, because our corners and stuff, we need that speed, because again we're gonna go through the Ravens, we're gonna go through the Chiefs again if we're gonna get to the
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl, and
Gonna have to.
and we need speed demons because they got them on that side.
They
We know
do.
that for
Both,
sure.
yeah, both of those teams definitely have that. And we got to be able to counter that. And I mean, Adoree Jackson is lightning fast, and now Fulton ran a 4.46, so he has good recovery speed. So I mean, I think that will definitely match with that. So I think we can compete with any team on any given Sunday. We could be any team and get to the Super Bowl, and that's got to be the goal in mind. But we'll see if Clowney does that. I think our chances exponentially rise
Yep.
with that. So that's what I
We'll
look
we'll
forward to.
we'll find out a little bit more towards the future. Hopefully, I don't post this video and then he's already signed or something. I mean, it'll be
Just got to
good,
come
but I'll
back
be
on
like,
again.
yeah, all right, we're back on again, part two. But again, I want to say before we sign off and stuff, I want to say thank you for everything. Before, just let everyone know, where they can find you. If you guys haven't subscribed to him, do it. I mean, his content is great. It's every Wednesday, correct?
Every Wednesday, 6 p.m.
There you go. You find Titans of
Unless,
Truth.
unless, if I'm working late or something like that, I may have to push it back. But a lot of times it's always going to be 6 p.m. on Wednesday. You can
Perfect.
follow me on Facebook under the TNT Enforcers page, on Instagram at Titans_N_Truth, on Twitter at TNT Blue Enforcer. You can find me there, things like that. Got a lot of big things coming. And Mr. Titan, we're definitely going to have you on TNT as well.
Definitely, man. Hey, I appreciate you taking the time, man. I enjoyed talking some Tennessee Titan football, man. And God bless. Take care. And always, man, tighten up. All right, brother?
Absolutely. Tighten up forever.
You know it.